Me coming from Japan. He's the managing director of Skeleton Crew indie game dev studio in Kyoto, with the particularity that you have more employees, non-Japanese employees than Japanese, so that's already an indication of the way Masahiko is working. And he's also the main organizer of Beat Summit, who is the most important indie event in Japan. I had the chance to go there twice, this year and last year, and we continue, of course, the collaboration in the future. But if you have Japan on your bucket list and that you want to go once in your life to Japan, please spare some money and consider going next year, because we are organizing together also something special after Beat Summit. There will be the World Expo in Osaka, and I had the chance in the past to visit a World Expo, something very impressive with pavilions from many countries showing the best that they have in culture, industry, food and drinks, of course. And we, just after the Beat Summit, mid-July, we'll organize also in the World Expo, in the Belgian pavilions and different other countries, a gaming week with the best of the indie games and creators from the different countries. So I think it can be an amazing occasion for you to discover Japan, but also because you're in the video game industry, to discover all the creativity of indie studios from around the world. I leave the floor now to Masahiko, which present you a bit more about what he's doing. Please enjoy.
Hello. Today I'd like to talk about the Japanese indie game market and how nurturing relationship with indie creator can contribute to global market expansion. I will share specific example and mechanism with you. I understand that many of you here today may be interested in Japanese market, right? I guess. So, so I don't really talk about the cultural difference or like a language barrier or anything that you can probably find in like internet. So I will like kind of give you like the what's happening right now in Japan. So knowing that you can have like some idea that how can you can reach to the Japanese market. So as I'm a Japanese indie game producer, I'd like to introduce you to various events and achievements to support creators focusing on the indie game market and creator development activities. Through this, I hope to share insights on the best way to enter the Japanese market. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Masahiko Murakami. I am CEO of Skeleton Crew Studio, and also, like as John said, I'm the one of the organizers of Best Summit, the biggest indie game event in Japan. Skeleton Crew Studio is a digital entertainment company based in Kyoto, not Tokyo, but Kyoto, creating game and other digital contents. Our motto extends beyond game development. We strive to excel to various fields, collaborate across industry, and build bridge across the world through games, or what we might call play. We are challenging ourselves in the game development and creating, producing together with our international team members from around the world. In my past experience, it shows I have worked on concept art for Dead Space and The Shin at Electric Arts, and the lead artist for numerous Nintendo games. Recently, to create an environment for creators, I have taken on several roles. Organizing Bet Summit, Japan's largest indie game event, hosting Unknown Asia, an international art event, and managing 404 Not Found, a networking space for indie creators located inside the Shibuya Station, Tokyo. I dedicate myself daily to improve the environment for creators and contributing their growth and development. Now, let me briefly discuss the game market. According to data from various research organizations, the global gaming market continues to grow steadily. The graph shows the increasing share of game within the digital content, like the bright part. We can see the percentage of the game content has been rising year by year. In terms of sales, the market is expected to continue grow with some analytical reports predicting an expectation in approximately 34 trillion yen, yen, maybe you can calculate, in 2022 to about 47 trillion yen in 2026. While this growth can be seen across various sectors, in most prominent in the indie games segment. With the development of digital distribution and the emerging online game stores, individual and small team can now sell the games without the help of publishers or big support from the big company. Similarity with the advent of smartphone app stores, anyone can become a developer, creating a foundation for individual and small scale game creators to widely showcase their works. Indie games created by individual small groups are generating significant momentum globally. However, in Japan, due to Japanese market structure and other factors, it remains challenging to nurture young creators and achieve monetization, including global expectation. While anyone can release an indie game nowadays, the quality must meet the expectation of discerning users. In recent years, indie game festivals in Japan have gained attention and are being held to provide solution to these challenging and revitalized and growing market. While individual contribution can be hard to see in major titles from large companies, indie games, in contrast, clearly showcase each person's creativity. This contrasts what makes them fascinating. Among these events, the largest is Bit Summit, which I organize in Kyoto. This is the video from this year's Bit Summit, so you can kind of feel what kind of event that it is. It's Japan's biggest indie game event. The venue features numerous indie games works with creators exhibiting their games. It's a wonderful space where you can meet developers directly, hear about their works, and experience their games. When you talk to them, they passionately share story about the creation. It's very good. Having a place where they can listen, receive direct feedback from players, attract attention from sponsors and publishers, and test their ability helps improve quality. So this was not drawn like somebody has to kind of walk around with the stick. So that's kind of weird. But as you can see from our 2024 sponsors, the industry focus on indie game is extremely high, which is very encouraging. So you can see a lot of a big company supporting us. Furthermore, not only game companies, but also major manga publishers and TV stations, animation companies, urban development firms, traditional Japanese industries, and even food and beverage sector are showing interest in indie games. So they are kind of starting to kind of fund indie games recently. So they are kind of struggle to find good game. So they often ask me to kind of introduce the developers, and then they are also interested in working with overseas developers. So it's probably good news for you guys. And then sometimes you can kind of find them in a game event. Then somebody talk to you. Then you start kind of exchanging email. But be careful when they ask somebody to help the language support. The person doesn't probably know about the game, or the person doesn't probably know about what the actually publisher wants to know. So please try to communicate with directly, maybe using a DeepL or using some AI translation, so then they can communicate with you directly. And then what about status of crucial creations in this growing market? I have already begun incubation activities from the creator's perspective. We are working on creating an environment where creators can expand the possibility and receive support from focus on game development. We are developing based on these 4 pillars. While the future is bright for creators in the growing market, we need properly nurture them and help them seize opportunities. I believe community power plays a significant role in this. New value creation opportunities are emerging from community activities with indie game creators, and various types of support for creators are essential to meet external quality expectations. Let me share one of my experience with you. It's a kind of true story, how the unknown kind of young French person transformed into the indie game creator in Japan. He get like a lot of kind of community support and kind of company support to become one. His name is Toma. I first met Tom also in 2015 when he was 23 years old. He came to Japan pursuing his childhood dream of becoming a game creator in Japan. While Thomas had no experience working at the game company or industry, but he had participated in many game jam events, creating unique mini games. 2 years after starting Bit Summit, during a time when I was concerned about the future of Japan's gaming industry, I met this guy, a young man with a wonderful creativity. This encounter let me decide to support him as an in-house indie game creator. I thought like what would happen like if he has like we could create the environment where creators could only focus on entirely on game development. Hoping that result from our small company might influence other game company in Japan, so that we start the project. For Thomas, this was his first game development after 2 challenging years. His first work was born. Backslash was his first completed game. It's an action game where 2 players compete against each other. Also, the quality isn't very high as it was created by just one person. It's very enjoyable as a game and remains one of my favorite works. Completing the game as a product for the first time is extremely challenging, maybe as you all know. Thomas struggled greatly during the final few months. The experience led to his growth and his next work. Okay. And Orier was his second work. This piece played a strong emphasis on storytelling. He spent a lot of time crafting the scenario and building the world. Thomas handled almost all aspects of this work by himself again, while I'm focused on supporting his production process. Based on our struggle with the sales strategy for his previous work, the Backslash, we decided to find the experienced publisher this time. At Thomas's request to contact with Devolver Digital, I did everything I could, and then we were able to secure a contract with the publisher. With his second work, Thomas gained experience improving product quality through collaboration with experienced publisher.
Faraday continued the search for his queen, which is how he found Lady Olia. He knew nothing of her real life. She came to find him in her service, and he returned the favor in kind. The world around them remained cursed, but something unlocked. He pledged himself.
Okay. And now Thomas is working on his third game, a kung fu action game called Fourth Strike. Having found great value in the relationship with Devolver Digital from his previous experience, we approached them with a contract proposal from the planning stage. As they showed interest in the concept, we end up developing the game with Revolver again. At the publisher's request, instead of Thomas developing alone, we formed a team, and for his third work, Thomas has to come lead the team. While it's a small team of 5 people, I think it's a wonderful growth. This work is scheduled for release in spring 2025, next year.
Choose your path across the land. Study encounters until perfection is reached. Master every weapon you can find. Sharpen your techniques. Every fight is a riddle. And though you will foresee your own defeat many times, in the real world, you must stand victorious or perish. Only you, Four Striker, can save the realm.
Okay, it's been about 9 years since I met Thomas in 2015. The young man who once dreamed about making games has now grown into the excellent creator who lead the teams in game development. I believe that with community and producer support, creator can focus on game development and create good works while growing steadily in relatively short period. I hope such an environment will emerge in many places around the world. To improve the environment for indie game creators, we need to enhance other related environments as well. Since our company's establishment, we've been conscious for expanding opportunity for game creators. We've been working to demonstrate how cutting-edge game technology can be utilized in various industries, aiming to increase opportunity for game developers to raise funds to continue pursuing their dreams. To the end, to connect game with other industries, our company has been actively involved in developing digital contents other than games, and we have continued to create places where game creators can gather. For foreign creators who come to Japan hoping to work there, I established the Skeleton Crew Studio in 2016. The company, which were created initial training ground for overseas creators who cannot speak Japanese and are not accustomed to a Japanese work environment, now has members from more than 18 countries. Skeleton Crew Studio has 3 main missions: game development, cross-industry collaboration, and creation of new values. Through game development, we learn the latest gaming technology, gain insight into game development, and cultivate flexibility thinking to create playful experience. We apply our game development experience to solve challenges in different industries, and we create an environment where game creators, industry needing technology, and those who innovate new technology can gather and discuss on equal terms. Our works is broadly divided into 2 main areas: content development, creating space where creators can gather. In terms of development work, we create game and other digital content such as XR contents or metaverse and blockchain applications. Regarding space creation, we organize events as we talk about, then build community and development environments for creators, including game developers, artists, musicians, and chefs. In this way, we are connecting with the world while increasing incubation opportunities in Japan and building an implementing scheme. This diagram illustrates my current activities for creator development in Japan. To explain briefly, we first create space where creators can gather, meet various other creators, share information, and work together in collaborative environment. There, we can explain to companies and investors interested in creators about the environment and funding necessary for creators to produce their work, and asks them to support what creators need. We praise producers who deeply understand both creative and financial aspect to properly support interaction between all parties involved. We distribute profits from created works fairly between creators and investors according to agreed term and create new opportunities. We assemble team capable for providing solid support for aspects outside of production that creator often struggle with. So like overseas expansion, like PR, like financial management, and the contracts and kind of report creation. We also provide hub where creators can gather to work and create an environment where they can support each other. Our activity and achievement, starting with Bet Summit and expanding and connecting with the world. Recently, we created the base, the gather place called 404 Not Fun in Shibuya, Tokyo. This is a space where fun and play is at the core of its culture, and it's also a place to connect with creator. Collaboration with Tokyo Land Corporation to create new real estate value. This was project to establish a mecca for indie game creators. Opened this year, July 25th. For Not Found is a place that connect and promote play like game in various aspects of daily life, such as work, study, and eat. We have established a sanctuary for indie game in the center of Shibuya Sakura Stage, this building, big building. A new shopping facility at the Shibuya Station, creating opportunity for various events and communication by mixing different type of content. Our goal is to create new value by incorporating global new culture while maintaining Japanese unique culture. Our space has four areas, like a work area. The upper side of this building is the office area. Various size of type of companies are located on these floors, and allowing them to work and play while interacting with 404. And actually, the Square Enix moved to this building from their old, place. So it's fairly they want to support the small studio as well. Then study area, featuring content created by cultural creators such as an artist, like a book author, and artists, and then co-working space. There's co-working space, and each area. This is my favorite part, but centered around beer hall that brews pure beer middle of Shibuya. Inside the Shibuya station, we created the beer, brewery. So you can kind of gather together, over beer. So that's very good. And there's also pop-up kitchen space where you can experiment with new culinary adventures. And we also have publishing area. For Not Found has streaming studio where you can do radio broadcast, video streaming, and event live streaming, and try, testing our original content there. Through the establishment of for Not Found, we formed community and started supporting creators. This image shows concept. The our space. So there's these are a kind of store area that you can kind of sell your merchandise, and this area is kind of event space where there's talk session and make game events or some kind of workshop you can do here. And this is a streaming studio where you can stream your game or collaborate with influencer to do some then this is cafe space. You can have meeting or you can work or you can do like event, like mixers, drink event as well. And this is the kitchen. So there are a lot of like culinary chefs try to test their new like a menu, or collaborate with other restaurants together to create the new community. Okay, then these are like some kind of like events that happening like after the open, like for game show, the event created opportunity for creators associated with me or us to showcase their work, including like kind of like the global game jam works, or the game from overseas, like the Jan had like the Belgian showcase in here. Then also like the award title from my event, the Bit Summit. Then stores, as I said, like this is experimental shop selling products created by indie creators. That's aren't like typically found in regular stores, like indie game, like a merchandise, or product born from crowdfunding campaigns, or item made by individual artists. And then this is like a kind of like creation festival for kids. We want to provide various opportunities for like future creators, And then this is the kind of like this event, collaborate with Japan External Trade Organization. They are try to like support Japanese creator to go overseas, or the giving them like idea what's happening outside of Japan. So we create opportunity for like a Japanese creator to learn about the like receiving support for overseas expansion, or by sharing this information, we hope more creators will, like Japanese creators will take on global challenges, because Japanese people are so shy, or kind of scared to go out from Japan. So we encourage them to go out, just put them on a different stage. So game pitch event is also very important. So we regularly create opportunity for selected indie creators to pitch their game to publishers at our event space. Maybe I thought maybe I should talk with John or other producer or from outside of Japan to do like it's probably interesting doing like online pitching event through the global regions. So so this is the like indie game test play session, like we prepare the stage for creator, provide time for presentation, preparation, and practice, and ensure they can do great pitch, and also like they can kind of test their game to the audience. So it's very like the for not fans located in very busy area, like Shibuya Station is probably like a busiest location is in Tokyo. So it's an extremely valuable experience for creators to show their work to random like players or random people out there. Now of course board game is a game too, so we also provide test opportunity for analog game developers. And then our cafe space, there is like a board game that created by indie game creator, or card game made by indie game creator is there. So often we see like the somebody who just use cafe to just play their game. That's very like interesting. It's a good thing. Then we are actively expanding our connection and collaboration with overseas partners. This is like a picture with the I don't know if you know the Koyan city. It's just 20 minutes from Seoul. They are doing like a South Korean global IP city project. Then 404 is actually signed MOU with them, like the city mayor Lee Dong-han visit Japan. We signed a contract, and we agree to support like each other's creators, and kind of create like mutual IP together. And then also like this one is like with Taiwan, the Kaohsiung, the south of Taiwan. I was invited to like a chief judge for the Taiwan Academy Industry program, a digital creative promotion organization led by Kaohsiung City government. The purpose is to support and advise Taiwanese creator, like game creator or digital creators, on their expansion into Japan. So I kind of will give them like I go there and give them advice to how to maybe make their contents fit with maybe Japanese audience, or just frequently going there to just talk about like this current situation in Japan, and then they connect with the publisher, or they finding the money for them. So the that's kind of good thing. Then we decided to like create like development hub, like the actual building, the space for creators to make game. So this also like working with Tokyo real estate company. We have prepared a building for development Shibuya, like nearby, like 10 minutes from for not from the Shibuya station. Here's like a multiple like small teams develop while interacting and holding study session. We want to make it a place where creators can develop their works together with peers and hone their skills, through like friendly competition. It's weird, friendly competition. Yeah, but it's so in our like recent like launched incubation project in this facility, we have 2 games already under development. So the one game is called Giru Giru, a real-time strategy adventure game. Portray the struggle and emotion of modern like youth people. Created by the team of like former like Koei Tecmo developers, and also like Twin Souls, an artistic rhythm action game themed around Japanese mythology, created by a former art director at Sega. Both are games with high artistic value, aiming for more than just like commercial success. So, that we kind of find money to them to just make what they really want to make, and then we agree with like a publisher or like investors that this is not only seeking for like commercial success, but we are making some great the art piece. Then they agree with them. So that's kind of like my job to not so the publisher and founder or investor just paying money to seeking to gain money. It's like they're putting money for some meaningful things. And we are also like collaborating with I like sake, so collaborate with creators who preserve traditional Japanese sake culture, developing activities that seamlessly connect traditional culture and games. These will be exhibit at events like Bet Summit and Unknown Asia, like art event, as well as our Shibuya space. Okay, to kind of summarize this talk, it's critical to build the environment and communities that foster and nurture creators, such as Bet Summit and for Not Fun, and the Creator Development Hub, like a building, like the wave. To achieve this, the role of producer is essential. As a Japanese producer, I work closely with creators, believing in and respecting them while constantly striving to improve their working environment. While fully understanding the Japanese market, I also working to connect Japanese creators with the global community. At the same time, I look forward to seeing talent creators from abroad succeed in Japan. In other words, one solution for connecting and succeeding beyond your own country is to find the connect with dedicated producer in your region. Your country must have wonderful producer like John, right? Yeah. and and who are globally connected, with us. So I suggest rely on them and having them collaborate with producers from other countries, like myself. This way, creators from any country can have opportunities to showcase their work and succeed in Japan. Please establish connections with producer in your country to realize your dreams and aspirations. Together with Varga and the maybe key person I've met at this event, I aim to strengthen mutual relationship and grow together through building, creator communities, events utilizing 404 Not Found, and including events like, Osaka Expo or Bit Summit. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Masahiko, and it's just amazing everything what you are doing, and we're very honored to be a part of it. Thanks for our collaboration. We have some time for the question in the audience. Who wants to start first? Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Masahiko-san, thank you very much, first of all, for the presentation. We should be the ones thanking you. You've done so much work, and it's very obvious. A small discussion we had last night, I think you could be talking for another 2 hours and you wouldn't be done. So you've done quite a lot of stuff. And it's still amazing how you're still a functional human being after all that, because this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
My one question, and I kind of rephrased it in my head while you were doing your presentation, multiple times actually, is if you have a creator from outside of Japan, who either wants to target the Japanese market, or he wants to thrive in or she wants to thrive in the Japanese market, and from that point outward. If they are to succeed in the Japanese market, can they bring their own artistic experiences or influences from abroad, or should they try to approach the Japanese artistic styles? Because I've seen a lot of game developers, for example, try to copy the anime manga style, and even if they do 90% of it, people can tell that it's not Japanese. This is not truly Japanese, or it's not influenced by Chinese comics or South Korean comics, and they can immediately see that this is going to be like a fluke. It's not gonna work. Should they be bringing their own art style? Is that going to work in Japan, or should they strive to succeed in recreating the Japanese style to be more, aesthetically pleasing for the audience there?
Yeah. So thank you very much for the question. This is my personal opinion, then maybe that's true. But so first of all, if the person really like the style, maybe Japanese anime style, then they should do that, because they don't have to change their the contents based on the market. So the answer your question, do you want to eat sushi made by Chinese people? So it's like a Japanese player probably wants to, if you're Belgian, wants to play, game from Belgium that has the Belgian, yeah. So that's thing. So I advise you, if you want to, if you like a Japanese anime style, or if you like some Japanese style, then you want to try Japanese market, then you should be very good at it, right? So I went to San Francisco eating a sushi made by Chinese people. Then I kind of like it sometimes, but sometimes I don't like it if they just copy it. So trust you that just believing you that this is what you want, this is what you like to do. So just keep doing it. So that's very important thing. So you don't need to change based on market. That's I believe.
I can do this without a mic if everybody can hear me. It's just that it was a trick question actually, because was kind of expecting the answer, but I really felt as ready for you, because I really wanted the audience to hear the answer.
Mm.
Because sometimes you just have to be really good at what you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will tell.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Yes, sometimes we have the impression from the Western side that Japan industry is a hermetic market, but for decades, cross-influence, of course, creators in Europe, in the US are influenced by the Japanese style, graphically, game design.
Mm.
But the reverse is also true and less known from our side. But since you are working with Japan, I'm studying a little bit the history of video game, and creators like Ueda-san, who created Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Game, Last Guardian, in interviews from your title, one of our other speaker, confirmed that he was influenced by Heart of Darkness, created in the 90s by Ikshai, a French game creator. We have also Jörg working now with Frederic Henel, who created Alone in the Dark. It's the first 3D survival horror game in the early 90s, and inspired the creator of Resident Evil in Japan, even if Resident Evil became much more famous afterwards. So I think the cross influence of creators always existed in the industry and probably in other sectors, but I speak only for video games, that's what I know the much. But also in video games we're inspired by music, by films, by a lot of things that happen in other cultural creation. And I think it's very interesting what you showed in your presentation, of course, that now video games can also help influence other cultural sectors to evolve and to create new things together. So nothing is hermetic, and that's, I think, something that the main insight, I think, from your presentation for me. But of course, there are a lot of things to do, and we are doing quite the same job by creating a framework with incubators, helping the creators, giving them the best chance to succeed. That's something very important, and then helping each other, of course. So it's not, we're not making games only for our local market; it's global, and helping them then to bring the creation and give them visibility. And discoverability nowadays are really issue, of course. And I think physical events are still interesting and more interesting, maybe, to be directly in contact, not putting only the game in front of the audience, but also the creators. And we went last weekend in Gameforce, the main video game show in Brussels. And I think on our booth, we had 10 creation from Alonia. It was one of the most successful. We had Roofery just the booth close to us, and there was nobody there, but the creators were not there. And the creators on our booth were direct in contact with the audience. And that's something that we really advise to all of you who are creating games. Go to shows, show your games to the audience, collect feedback, something very important to improve your project, and better know also your audience. Are there other questions? Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for your presentation. I was wondering, how do you choose the producers with whom you're gonna work? Like, for example, why the Belgian producers? Why other countries' producers? Is there any criteria in particular, or is it?
Myself?
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, it's like it's very vague answer, but I can tell, you know, if I meet the person, if the person is serious about supporting, you know, creators or not. I can tell if I talk, if I drink together, because some people just say like, you know, oh, I'm, you know, producing a lot of work and I'm supporting indie game creator, but you know, they just think, sometimes they're just thinking about money, or you know, so I don't know how can I say, I can tell if the person is seriously try to change the environment of, you know, the creators or not. Yeah, and maybe you can. I mean, it's like you know, the when you meet somebody at like a, you know, party, you kind of feel something, right? I mean, maybe this person is just want to sell their product, or this person willing to talk about the their, you know, artwork or product, or they just want to drink with you, or you know, just you can kind of tell. So and then like actually like a person who's just thinking about like money or, you know, other things, they just disappear like within few years. So I don't have to choose, just they're just gonna go somewhere else, like, you know, maybe they're now doing something like Web3, or I don't know.
Another question? Yes. Two.
Hello,
Hi.
thanks for your talk. So I'm Hugo from Kinoko Studio, and I'd like to know if we can reach the Japanese market by sticking to Steam, or
Mm.
if we need to develop for other platform like the Switch or PlayStation.
Mm. That's yeah. I mean, maybe you might know, but the Japanese game user, you know, it depends on what kind of the contents that you're making, but um, Japanese gamers, like hardcore gamers, have PC, but not many people has PCs. They only have smartphones and iPad or Switch. So if your game is like maybe kid friendly or family friendly, maybe Switch is a good option for the Japanese market. But if your game is, I don't know your theme, but I assuming your company name is kind of cute, so maybe it's good to go with Switch. Then also like it doesn't matter if your game is maybe good or like somehow like attract the Japanese users, right? So I don't know, I haven't seen your game, but you don't always have to go to the game media. You could sometimes go to like a media like cultural media or like art media or media of music or something, so that people can see and some kind of attract your game. Then they go to wherever they could play your game. So first important thing is having a good like main kind of visual or main attraction for the users. So if they click, if it's Steam, if they want to play, then they play with Steam or Switch or so yeah.
Hello. So thank you for your talk and presentation.
Okay.
A few years back,
Nice.
so hello, I'm here. A few years back, I was attending Tokyo Game Show with
Okay.
a game, and I'm just curious when it comes to indie scene, so indie games in general. As developers, we try to be very close to the players, trying to have them play the builds
Okay.
and to have their feedback. We had challenges when we came to Japan because people were not that used to take the pad or to take the keyboard to play. Do you have any tips, or maybe things changed? I know that at Bit Summit it's a bit different though, but do you have tips for developers from abroad who have that kind of mindset of having players play their games on shows with the cultures, with the Japanese culture?
Okay, maybe not only for Japanese, but there's one technique that you can use. So I'm sure like people are like looking at your game but not play game, right? So approach them, give them some sticker. If they receiving a sticker, they feel bad if they don't play game, right? So that's kind of sales technique, but yeah, give them something, like give them. I mean, in a way, like give them some reason that they need to play, in a way. So I like one like interesting like shop in Japan like called Kaldi. Their shop is very like like small, and there's so many things inside. So what they do to people to come to their shop, they give like small coffee. The people want kind of get small coffee, but if people get small coffee, they have kind of rights to walk around the small shop, right? So they need some reason or some rights or some things to they have to play. So without that, it's probably difficult, because if you're just waiting at the booth, they need to talk to you with the language they don't know, right? So, or just having some sign. I don't speak Japanese, but I love Japan, kind of thing. I don't know. But give them like more like a welcoming feeling, or this is a reason to play. So I give them like a I don't want to give them like big some things, but the sticker is very like they can just put in the pocket. So
We experienced it a bit. I mean, this year we showcased
Okay.
6 Walloon games and we had 4 small tablets of Belgian chocolates, and that works very well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
About the localization for the Japan market, are they open for European culture, or is it more we need to localize than have Japanese localization, or are they interested in French voice acting
Oh, okay.
or thing like that?
Sure. I mean,
Thank you.
It also depends, right? I mean, if the game you have to really understand like story, then maybe it's better to localize in Japanese. But voiceover doesn't probably need, like, if you have like a subtitle, or if it's, I don't know, action game, you don't need to localize.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Hello, thank you for presentation. I was just gonna ask if, as European, we are like fan of anime, manga, or game, and we want to make fun games. How should we abort the Japanese? Like, should we just send mail in Japanese, in in English? Do we need to find the producer to give us contacts, or?
So you were saying, like, the if you want to make based on some IP, how do you contact with them?
Yeah.
Easier way. So like, if I know the publisher, maybe you contact him and he ask me, then maybe I can ask them easily. But I cannot do to it for everybody, right? So they must have like some email address that like, if you have any question, send them. You probably don't get answer sooner, but you keep sending them. It's, I don't know.
Okay. And should I write them in English, or should I try to?
So as I said, like, if you could write in Japanese, it's very helpful.
Okay.
So for example, like, if you get like a email in maybe, I don't know, Arabian or Korean or Chinese or Japanese, it's very takes time for you to maybe okay, I'm gonna read it later, right? Then they forget.
Okay.
So if it's clear, like, the you say what you want to do. If it's really simple, then people can open your email, like, easily. If not, people just okay, later.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
But for sure, we can develop a solution in between to help that, and that's what we are working on. We show in the we have seen in presentation the streaming studio that we have in Shibuya, Project 44. We have a streaming studio here in our office in the 3rd floor, and the idea for next year for the Expo Osaka, for example, is using streamers for different countries participating, streaming the games of the other countries, and creating a network, and that facilitates for the studio the access to the local streamers for many different countries.
Yeah, so sorry, that, like, it's very important that the people are so busy, right? So people like looking at your game, then somebody probably like comment on it, like, oh, this is this kind of game, and like, this is fun part. So then people could choose if they want to play or not. But it was just kind of show the trailer on YouTube. It's like they don't have time to understand what it's like, so it's very difficult time for the creators sometimes.
One more question? No. Then we can go to the lunch, enjoy a meal, and see you later at 2 o'clock.
ありがとうございます。Thank you. Thank you.
Tu veux une message? On t'invite au lunch chez nous au bureau aussi.
Super, génial.